Hey, what's going on? Welcome to HYPERTALK, definitely a show on the internet. Thank you for clicking on this video. I am your host, IJR. Just wanted to come on and say thank you for clicking on this video. We're kicking it off with an interview with the amazing Thank You Jonah, artist, content creator. You're going to learn. You're going to get it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on, say thank you for clicking on this video. This is our first. You can expect quality content, so keep clicking on our stuff. Love you, and I hope you enjoy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to whatever I'm going to call this. I don't know for this yet, but today I'm joined by artist, content creator, songwriter, just overall musician, creative. Thank you, Jonah. Thanks for being with me, Jonah.
Yeah, of course, bro. You know me, content creator.
Content creator. I mean, you are. Dude.
I do, yeah.
You've really taken off on YouTube, this year.
Yeah.
Would you say that? Would you say you're sort of taking off? As far as YouTube, I know you were on a bit of a break, but I mean, you have the momentum there.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I don't know about taking off. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I gained like a lot of subs. I think it's at like over 50,000 views across like a dozen videos, and I just started it last summer. It's definitely like one of the most successful things like I've started, besides like my old TikTok like a couple years ago, which I wouldn't say counts. But yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of it, and I can't wait to like see where it goes.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. What led you to even consider YouTube? I know it was kind of an accident, so could you tell us that story?
Yeah. So yeah, well, I mean, just kind of like every other kid, like when I was younger, I made some videos, so I had some editing experience. I had some like Rainbow Six Siege videos. I made a couple Fortnite videos in the day, like on Xbox. So I kind of knew what I was doing. And, over the summer, my friend asked if I could edit something for him for like a school project.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll get this free trial for this editing software. And I left my card on there, and I ended up getting charged for like an entire year's worth of that editing software. It was like $80. And so I was like, fuck, I have this editing software. I tried to contact them to refund it, and they were like, nah, bro. So I asked Twitter, and I ended up making a YouTube channel, making a couple tutorials.
What led you to want to do tutorials and not some other content?
I thought that like, it might be corny if I did some gaming videos like randomly. I kind of wanted to stay in like the music realm, or like even editing music videos and vlogs were like my first idea.
Yeah.
But I was like, I mean, I know how to make music. Why not make like a little funny tutorial and just show other people? Because I get asked a lot of questions like, how do I even begin to start? And so I thought it would be nice to make a video where I have my preset and where I show like my layering and stuff, and people liked it.
You called them silly. I mean, I would agree, but that's kind of what makes you stand out. And I love watching your videos. I've had to plug them a few times because I'm like, dude, this is funny. This is like the last one I
learn a little something new, yeah.
Like the last one I checked out, I forgot how to install VSTs, and I checked out your VST video, and I was like, oh, dude, like, because
right, and that one's really simple too. Like I kind of want to do more of those like technical FL Studio stuff where it just shows you quick how to install a plugin or install a preset, like, easy stuff like that. And those get views too, because people are always wondering. Even myself, before I made that video, I looked up another video to double check if I was doing it right. So I mean, easy content.
Yeah, dude. You would think, like, oh, people want to see like the most technical, the most crazy tutorials, like how to do this, how to do that. But, like, sometimes people just want to learn the basics, and someone's going to cover it. Whether it's how to use auto-tune, whether how to just how to set up your FL Studio in general, dude. So I commend you on that, and
thank you.
Of course, yeah, and that kind of segues into my next question. So the tutorials have kind of become a part of your brand, and for some people, it's the only way that they know you. I know that you have a pretty popping Discord server. I'm in it myself. I see people, I see
Yeah.
I see that it's taking kind of a life of its own. Like sometimes you'll be in there, or sometimes you won't even be in there, and there will be people just talking on VC, and
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like who are these people? And I see, the numbers, and so it's kind of become a part of your brand. Did you plan for it to become part of your brand, or did that kind of just come as a consequence?
I think when I first made it, I thought that only people like you and like DBM members on Twitter were gonna find or like watch it. I thought like maybe I'll get like 10 views and it's gonna be Lusky and Zayd and IJR and a couple other kids like Trey. So I guess I never really thought about it too hard, but definitely in the future, I want it to be something that I look back on, like where my fans, where like my supporters are like, you guys remember when he made YouTube videos type shit. So I kind of want to keep them in the same, but I definitely want to leave it, excuse me, I definitely want to leave it in the past at some point, but not anytime soon.
That's fair. Yeah, no, and I see people begging for tutorials. I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you even took the initiative. And we were talking about this sort of the other day, just in private. But we were talking about artists branching out, sort of leaving their box, so to speak. How important would you say it is for artists, both underground and just in general, to kind of find other avenues?
I think that it's definitely harder to switch up your style once you're big. So when you're sorry, I'm sick, like my voice keeps cracking. When you're at like a lower stage in your career where you can switch it up without like supporters thinking it's weird, like Drake dropped Honestly Nevermind and people were just shitting on it just because it was different.
Yeah.
So like think about like when you're big, it's a lot harder to switch. So like while you can experiment and have some variety, I try to do everything that I can. Like I made my first like full Jersey Club song a couple days ago that I sent you.
Yeah.
And like doing that kind of stuff is just so fun to switch up and then like hop on a Destroy Lonely type beat from Zayd, like, or do an alternative pop punk song produced by Taha. Like it's fun to switch it up. I think it's refreshing. You learn a lot of other stuff, and sometimes like it's, I don't know, reach out and branch out while you can before that box gets any tighter,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and just to sort of elaborate on the question that I had just posed. So just the other day, actually, here, let me pull up the conversation just so I remember exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Yeah, it was definitely a good talk. Jonah. Okay. We were talking about how Spotify is the hardest platform to maintain views, maintain, support in an audience. We were talking about how YouTube is your main source of streams, and how you're lucky to have that. So I remember you told me that it's really important to just sort of leave your space, stop advertising to just your followers,
Right.
So
sorry, when you asked the question, I thought you meant like genres.
No, it's fine. That's perfect. People want
that too. Yeah.
People want to know that too. But if you could sort of go into that, how important is that as an artist, as an independent artist?
Yeah, I mean that's the entire goal, is to find new fans in like any way that you can, to branch out without being an asshole, of course. You don't want to be those guys on Twitter who are like checking my song, replying to every tweet.
Of course.
But you definitely want to find a way where you can find new people, because that's how you're gonna make it. If you're just posting on your Instagram story and having your 300 followers and friends like see it, it's not gonna take off. So places like YouTube and TikTok, to direct people to your music, to SoundCloud and Spotify, that's the way to do it. Yeah, SoundCloud is definitely like, if I'm posting a song It's gonna go on SoundCloud. I think I put Spotify and Apple Music second, just because I know that normally doesn't do as well on there for me. And maybe that means it should be my number one focus because it's not doing as well. But you know, I have a couple songs like Dumb Boyfriend and Stuck where, you know, I put those on SoundCloud. Generate some views from YouTube, and then I put it on Apple Music and Spotify after and say, hey, you remember that song that you liked on Spotify? Remember that song you left on SoundCloud? Well, it's on Spotify now, so go check it out again. And they normally do.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because, you know, there are a lot of artists that I've kept up with, and I've noticed that they neglect Spotify, and you know, it'll show in the numbers. The numbers will reflect that. You know, they'll have like 7 monthly listeners and like obviously under a K over each song. But what I noticed with you, you know, regardless of the fact that you don't keep up with Spotify, you know, you still put up, you know, okay numbers. You know, you had, the last time I checked, you had 55 monthly listeners, and you know, Dumb Boyfriend had over a K. So you know, that's you know, that just speaks to what your following is like, and I think it's a step in the right direction, you know.
Yeah, and it's always different for everyone. I'd say like I think I started doing that just because I was nervous, and I used to have an old distributor that charged me $15 per song that I uploaded, which if you think about using DistroKid, $20 for unlimited, you know, uploads is kind of a scam. So I say get DistroKid and then upload whenever the fuck you want. And like, if you want to wait like me on your singles, do that. It's different for everyone. I know I asked Nistopia one time. You know Nistopia, right?
Shout out Niz.
Streamer.
Yes, of course.
I asked him, I was like, I don't even remember how it started, but he said like, if you have DistroKid and you can afford it, put it everywhere. And I didn't really listen, not because I don't like take his advice, but like just doesn't work for me. So like, it works for different people. So do what, you know, try different stuff, and if it works, like, it's not broken, keep going.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about your brand specifically. So you weren't always thankujonah.
Yeah.
Right?
I only changed that recently too. So a lot of people in my YouTube channel are like, what the fuck is spectate?
Yep.
And I'm like, bro, I only changed it a couple months ago. Like, it really hasn't been that long. But thankujonah is way bigger than spectate ever
100%.
was. And it's only been a couple months.
100%. Yeah. So, you know, at first I didn't really get it. Personally, I was like, I like spectate. I'm used to spectate. But now that I've seen, you know, like, it just feels way much more personal. And now whenever I look up, you know, your music and I'm like streaming it, it sounds more personal, you know, because it's your name, you know, it's your, I don't know, something about the name change. What led you to want to go with your name?
I wanted to change it for maybe a couple years, where I've been considering it.
Yeah.
And I kind of was just nervous. I thought it was gonna like wreck my brand or whatever, which, come to think of it, there wasn't much of a brand. You know, I had maybe 20 followers on Spotify and like 400 Instagram followers. Like, changing my artist name didn't really affect me. But I had a lot of like friends, like DBM people, and just other mutuals who I didn't like calling me spectate. I was like, I'm not like, bro, you can just call me Jonah. Like, you can call me by my first name, because it feels like when people call me like something else, it feels like we don't really know each other.
Yeah.
So people were calling me Jonah for a long time, and then I was like, let me just put it in my name so my supporters can call me it too.
Okay, on the same vein, why thankujonah?
I don't fucking know, bro. I tried like a couple different like ways to say it. I think I thought it was kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was kind of sweet.
Yeah, that's great.
Um, I tried like Jonah and like thank you, spelling out like the entire word Jonah, and like I don't know. I
So
settled on
the
thank you
way,
with the
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The way that I've come to look at it is, so if you think about it, it kind of falls right in line with what you are now. As a content
Definitely.
creator. Yeah, no, people have to thank you now. For showing them how to do shit. For no, because like, bro, I tell you every time that I look at
It's
a
definitely ironic now, yeah.
no, but like, dude, every time that I go on your YouTube and I find a tutorial that works for me, I tell you, like, I go and I'll tweet about it as like a, yo, thanks Jonah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
it definitely, like, it's come full circle if you think about it, dude. Like, it's kind of like you were, I hate using this word, but like you kind of manifested what that's become,
Yeah.
dude. Because like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
I definitely get like a lot of people saying like thank you, Jonah. I'm like that shit is so funny that
yes, dude, yes, I
it
love it.
wasn't intentional, but like yeah, people thank me a lot. Um Feels good.
So, how important would you say branding is to an artist? So when I think of myself as an artist, I can tell you what people associate me with, and now we're seeing what people associate you with. How important is it to have something that people associate you with? In contrast to just like you're an artist, you make music, and then I kind of separate you from your artist self. So how important is it to have that?
Um I know a lot of local artists who are just artists and they just have a SoundCloud, like, and that's it.
Yeah.
You kind of got to put a little bit more work in than that. And so to have a brand, um, I've definitely tried to go like super industry brand mode, like try to make myself look like an artist. I wouldn't say given up on it, but I've switched to this, I feel like brand idea where I don't know, I try to be a lot more chill and a lot more like, um, just normal. Like I want people to think that I'm still like a human. I feel like it's my brand. So like I'll post a song, be like, "Yo, new song,"
Yeah.
and I don't try too hard. I don't try to. I don't know. I don't know what my brand is. I don't know. I feel like I'm just a dude making music.
So yeah, no, definitely, definitely. And I kind of resonate with exactly what you said. In terms of I'm sort of still there myself as an artist. Because more than just a writer or just music journalist, I am an artist at the end of the day.
Right.
And a lot of people do tell me like, oh, you try hard, with what you're doing. And I don't know if that's to a fault, because I do look at it and I'm like, damn, dude, people probably think that I'm like such a tryhard. Remember people, because like, bro, I every day, if I'm not making music, I'm making content for my just to
Right.
post on socials, because I want people to know that I take pride in what I do, and that I love the sounds that I'm making. I'm proud of what I make.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I'm definitely a tryhard, but I'm a tryhard in secret. Like and I told you this, like I do make music every day. Like before you called me, I was throwing some ad libs on a song just because that's how I pass the time.
Yeah,
If I'm not doing homework, if I'm not at work, I'm making music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely a tryhard, but I've like back in middle school, like it's not a good look when you're trying super hard. People will make fun of you. So, um, I'll work my ass off, but a lot of people don't know it.
oh boy, am I on that? Oh
Yeah,
boy, did that
people don't know how, and people do not know how hard you and me work. Like as artists, like
yeah,
I don't post every time I'm making music, but trust me, I'm doing it.
yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah, no, and even I know I'm asking these questions with the intention of helping other artists, but like I even have my own questions. It's like, shit, dude, like I like, dude, probably people probably say that in secret, like, because I do post a lot about when I'm making music, or I'll throw up a snippet every once in a while.
Mhm.
And I like doing that because every artist that I enjoy, I've seen them do that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it defeats the purpose if you're sort of giving away the surprise before it happens? You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense?
Nah. Yeah, definitely. I hear what you're saying. I think not at all. I think that's just kind of like the way that I do it is I feel very exclusive because I feel like I'm making music more for me
Yeah.
instead of for other people, and other people just happen to listen to it. Um, so no, I think that posting snippets, and I wish I posted more snippets. Like I post a lot on my private Twitter, which you follow. Not a lot. I think it's just DBM members on that. Like so, um, but yeah, posting snippets and stuff like that. Like you don't want to be like Cardi, where you're like off the grid for a whole year and then you come out and post a picture. Like
100%.
you're. I see people who try to be like mysterious and shit. Like, if you're underground, stop trying to be mysterious, bro. It's not
I
working.
wholeheartedly agree with that. I hate it.
Mhm.
I hate it. It's like, bro, you're not that important.
You're not Cardi, bro. But on the other hand, like me, I don't try to be posting every single second. It works for some people. It doesn't work for me. I just don't like that look on me where I'm posting every single second, but I also don't want to be like completely absent, So I try to be kind of in the middle.
Do you think, and I know this is very subjective because people are going to do whatever they want to do, but do you think that sort of can mess you up in a way? Just genre hopping,
Yeah, because I think, and I don't really have like a huge fan base. I'd say supporters. I don't have like a huge amount of supporters, but there's definitely like expectations. And so like if I drop, like when I put out Headphones, people like that song a couple years ago and they want more of that, but I do more than just that. So like if I put out Cannot Know and they're fans of Headphones, they might not want to keep tapping in because they don't know what they're going to get. So there's definitely a fault to that. But I think it's a worth it sacrifice. If I lose a couple fans because they want to expect a certain thing, that's okay with me because I'm still being refreshed and I'm making what I want to make. So I think there's definitely pros and cons to it. That's just the life of an underground artist. It's hard to keep those people. I mean, when my YouTube was at its peak, I had over 100 monthly listeners, which might not sound a lot to people who don't make music, but if you make music, 100 is a big deal, and it's dropped to 50 whatever, or 40 I think now even, which is still really good. I think 40 is a great number to be at, but I couldn't keep up because a lot of those people liked a dumb boyfriend, and then I didn't do that same exact thing with the next couple songs.
Yep. I had the same thing happen when I was peaking with my TikTok. At the peak of my TikTok, I had 100 and something monthly listeners, and then it just slowly declined. And I was.
You know what I have a question about is this first song we had. I think Again and Again was the first song we ever had together. Right?
Yeah.
That shit did numbers on Spotify. Tell me about that, because how did that happen? Because I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, yeah, me and you both, bro. Yeah, so we put out that song, right? And
you must have done something, right? Like,
I sent it out to a couple blogs, a couple playlists. I think it landed a few playlists, and I'm guessing that's where the majority of it went from.
You should help me with that, because I don't know. I've never sent anything to playlists.
Okay, yeah.
Curators. I've never done any of that kind of stuff. I think that's a worth a video, is how to get playlists. I think also worth a TikTok if you want to do that.
Maybe we could collaborate on that somehow.
Yeah.
But that song, oh my god, dude, I don't know. It's like I caught lightning in a bottle, bro. Cause like I remember we put out this song, and then I just kind of went about my day. I took my mom out to brunch, and we were having brunch. In the middle of brunch, I checked the Spotify app for artists. And then all of a sudden, it said, 30 people are listening right now, and I'm like, interesting. And then like throughout this whole morning, I was checking the app, and at one point it was like 50 people are listening right now, and then the number just kept climbing, and then like
I remember,
yeah.
I remember specifically telling you that I didn't need a royalty cut on that, which I didn't. But then I was so surprised. I was like, wait, why did it low-key do numbers? Maybe I should have.
I remember.
But
I remember. Yeah, and I always feel bad whenever artists tell me, "Oh, don't give me royalties." And I'm like, "Why? You put in your effort. I would want not."
yeah.
What if the song?
I think I've changed my perspective on it because I do a lot of free features or like these past ones. I'm going back. Like I messaged a couple people yesterday of features that I did, and I'm like, "Yo, you mind giving me a cut?" Just because I mean I didn't charge you for it, so. But I feel like with me and you, I feel like future songs there should be, but like back in the day, there was no need for me to ask for a cut. But I think we're both doing, like, I feel like we can do some numbers now, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But I thought that was funny.
Next collab that we do, remind me, and I'll definitely add you to the revenue thing, because it's always cool. Because I do have a couple of features where I'm receiving royalties. And then I'll go through it, and it'll show me, like exactly what I've earned from that song. And it's always cool to see it.
I've made I think more on some of my features than a lot of my songs.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I only have like 2 songs with royalties. I have none from Zayd. I be bugging him about it, like as a joke. I'm like, yo, where's my royalties at, bro? Because I'm like half his project.
You're on like 3 or 4 songs, aren't you?
I know. That's practically a collab project, bro. But whatever. No, I owe him a lot, so like I'm not bugging about it.
Yeah. No, yeah, but bro.
That song just took off.
I don't know, dude. I think so that song didn't get any write-ups. I guess that one wasn't strong enough for a write-up, but it definitely landed a few playlist placements on Spotify. Obviously not the big ones because I don't have any connections to those, but I definitely, myself as a writer, I do make a lot of connections, so I meet writers here and there, or playlisters here and there, and they have connections to decent playlists, and they'll land a couple. Like, I haven't had anything land since, I don't think, or maybe I just haven't reached out enough, but yeah.
I remember messaging you about it, and I'm like, wait, like I was like, this song's doing really well. I was like, what did you do? I remember you were so cool about it. You were like, promotion, man. I was just like promoting it. And I was like, what? I was like, fuck, I need to get on his timing. But I also noticed that like not every one of your songs was like that too. So I was like, he must have done something different. Like, hey, all you were like, you so vague. You're like, I promoted it like really well, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck, I must have been in my gatekeeping bag or something, bro. Because that doesn't sound like something I would do now. But
well, I don't know if you did it intentionally. I think you were just like, I was promoting. He's just like, I've been promoting, and I mean that's what you were doing. Like trying to get playlisted is promoting. So you were right, but like,
yeah.
I just remember being like, I was like, he's got the sauce. We gotta make like. I was like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And I do kind of around that time last year, I was interning with a management company out in Arizona. Obviously remotely. Like. So there's a lot of artists from Arizona that they do. They're basically just taking off. At their the whole Overcast, the whole. Danny Jordan K, Danny Orange, that guy, he's from Arizona. All of those people just kind of took off last year, and I was lucky to be, in those same spaces. And this management company was called Fuck a Label then. Now it's called Lying in Color. Now they're based in LA because they took off, but they basically
cleaned up the name a little bit. Yeah, I
exactly.
see. So yeah,
they gave me
brand friendly.
Exactly. They gave me the chance to basically be at the ground floor of what they were doing. In terms of like, obviously I wasn't handling any of the important things, but they taught me how to, electronic press kits. Do you know what those are?
No.
So, okay, anytime you want to pitch a song to, say, a label or a blog or a playlist, those people that are in charge of, saying yes or no to whatever song, they want to make sure that you can, and this doesn't have to be written by you. You could hire someone, which is how I make most of my money these days. But you pretty much you make up a folder of artist images. You kind of like a write-up, like a mini write-up about the song, who produced it, how you wrote it, just anything specific that stands out about whatever song you're pitching. Just to sort of give insight to whoever's reading it, whoever's on the on the receiving end, and then artist. And then it comes with a bio too, just so that people know who you are, what you're about, shit like that. And I got really good at writing those, for the time that I was writing with them. And I wrote a few for people that are now, like for example, there's this guy. His name's he's non-binary. I should really get better at, these things.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. But this person, their name is Saya. I think it's just Saya. They do like alternative. They do alternative music.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I Love You, Saya, something like that.
They had what the fuck? I follow them.
They have a song
great
with
artists.
Tom the Mailman.
Yeah, and they had a couple before that I heard. Jesus Christ, that's so you made like an electronic.
That specific song, I wrote the pitch. I wrote that pitch. So if it landed in
that's so cool.
If it landed any placements with blogs, if it landed any placements with playlists on Spotify, that was because of the pitch that I wrote. You know what I'm saying? So
I was a big fan of them. I mean, like, I'm not really tapped in as much as I used to be, but like
same here.
When they were on Overcast a couple times, I think they might have had 2 songs, and I think they did a cameo and like a Danny Orange video too.
Sir.
Like I was tapped in, so that's really cool to see that connection.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a great thing. And like a great skill to have.
Yeah. So I learned a lot from that company, those people, because like the first few jobs that I did for them, I would turn it in, and then the head guy who would read my shit would tell me, okay, you're doing this wrong, get better on this, you did this right, you know what I'm saying? So thanks to that, I learned how to write pitches and these press kits. So I think I would attribute that to the success that this song got. So I guess the fact that it was such a well-written thing and it just happened right hands, right time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and shit, we really killed that. So
it's a good song, by the way.
I have the same hope with Sober. I think that has. What else we had Circles together. Was anything else released? That we have.
We have Steppers. We had Circles,
Steppers,
but
of course.
I recently privated Circles because I just didn't like my performance.
Really? Did you?
Yeah,
wait.
It was on. It was on SoundCloud. Bless you.
That wasn't on. I like that song.
I like it too, but it's a really personal song, and then I was like,
it definitely was. But you killed it, and you got personal, and I loved. I love where it came from.
Yeah, dude. Like I wrote that song when I was really sad.
Send me the link, cause I gotta listen to that shit again.
Okay, I'll link you after this.
After, of course, yeah.
I gotta look through it, yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, I think it's really important as an artist to just learn how to branch out and how to talk to these people in the industry. Cause like, obviously we're not anybody to be negotiating with industry people. I mean, we have talent, but like we don't have the social standing. So kind of learning how to play their game is important, especially if you're trying to get signed. Which I don't know what your goal with that is, but like I don't know. I think some sort of deal would be nice to catch. If you learn how to play their game, eventually you could fit into the machine and just kind of.
Yeah, I'd love to get to a point where I can um I can give artists, like, I want to be at a point where I'm finding, like, not have my own label, but finding like local artists or like smaller artists in different cities, and like kind of giving them the opportunities that I wish I had. So like helping them find like managers, or like giving them, like, playlisting them for like free, and just like kind of giving them a little boost, a little push on the swing. Because Lord knows that's what I need right now. I feel like I have the talent, I just don't have whatever industry thing that I need, because I'm
Exactly.
in my bedroom and I'm killing it, and I
Exactly.
know I am.
You
So
are.
whatever boost I need, like, I want to be able to give that to kids, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I think whatever your skill set is, you should try and apply it. And I'm not saying suck up to the industry, but like, if you fit in some sort of way, learn as much as you can. Bless you. Learn as
Hickey,
much.
sorry.
You're good. Learn as much as you can. That's honestly my biggest piece of advice, dude. Because like, there's a lot of people that outsource to other people to do what you could do. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if for your YouTube videos you had to reach out to someone else to edit them and be on their time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What a just it would just it just wouldn't be
Pain in the butt.
yeah.
I've had some people offer to like edit for me, but because that's why I don't post as much. As like, I can record a billion videos, but editing and trying to maintain like viewer retention is so fucking hard and exhausting. So that's kind of why I took a break. I did upload recently, but I didn't upload for like 6 or 4 months or whatever it was. So editing is just a pain in the ass.
It is, dude. It is.
I think that you don't have a manager, do you? I mean, I don't.
I don't.
Is that something that you think you need? Because I think that's I think if I get a manager who knows what they're doing,
Oh yeah.
I got it.
100%. Yeah, dude. But like, also.
Do you have any plans, or do you reach out to people for management, or is that not something that you're worried about right now?
That's actually the way that I got in contact with the Arizona people that I was telling you about. Back when I was barely starting out, like as far as like putting my music out there on Twitter and all that, I would go on people that were streaming, and because there was a guy that would do this series. It was called Hot or Not, or something like that, bro. And,
Some shit, yeah.
I would throw my music to the guy, and the guy would just like, oh, this is a hit, whatever. Like, I would always throw the shit that I knew was gonna do, it was a layup.
Do well, right?
Yeah, and so I would take those clips, and then I would post them on Twitter, and then thank them for it. And then this guy retweeted it, and then somewhat the manager, so the guy of the management company, he saw that clip, and he DM'd me, and he retweeted it, and he was like, hey, I like your stuff, you got talent, blah blah whatever. And then I remember for the longest time I was just trying to stay on his radar, trying to manage me, please. Yesterday he announced that the management company got close to $1 million deal. So I was like, oh my god, what, that would have changed my life. If I had just, I don't know if I did something, maybe I just wasn't up to this.
Wasn't meant to be,
Yeah,
to be honest.
meant to be.
Where you're taking a different path, and it would have been cool, but this just means that you're gonna find a better opportunity. So we'll just wait for that. So don't dread on it.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about you though? Are you anti-management? Oh no, you already said that you're with it, right?
I would love a manager, bro, because that's what I like. Someone to tell me when to drop. I hate someone to tell me when to make music, because I'll make music whenever the fuck I want. And I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I love making it, so it's not like I'm gonna have someone telling me to get in the studio, but someone to tell me when to drop, because I'm very inconsistent with my
who to
releases.
promote it to, or how to promote it, or just
Exactly.
somebody that has experience with marketing.
Mm-hmm. And I have someone in mind who I would love to manage me, someone local who there's this guy who reached out to me when I was like 13. He was the first person to say on the internet, the first person ever on the internet to tell me, one sec.
2 hours later.
My fault, sister. The first guy to ever reach out to me on the internet and say that I was a good artist was when I was 13. Um, this 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 guy Always Fire is his name, and he makes playlists. And he messaged me and he said, if I buy you this beat, will you like, or like if I get you this lease, will you go crazy on it? And I was like, you trust me that much? And so that I ended up not having him do it, but he's bought me a feature from this local artist that I really liked that I never put out. I don't know why I never dropped that song, but like he's done so much for me, and he playlists me. Like we haven't really been in touch as of lately, but I'd love for him to be my manager, just because he trusts me so much, and he was like one of the first people to. I don't think he wants to manage like a minor. I think that's what his issue is. Like he's like, I don't want to be taking any cuts from someone who is your age. Like maybe when you're 18 we can talk about it, but I need a manager now. I don't need one when I'm 18, when it's too late. Not to say like
What if you fall off when you're
18 is too late, but like I feel like once I turn 18 and I start, because I want to go to college. If this music stuff doesn't work out, I like learning in school, so I am gonna go to college.
Yo, thanks for watching the first episode of whatever this is called. I still don't have a name. Funny story, we actually recorded this a few days ago, but I went back as I was editing and I realized that some of the footage is missing, so that's why the interview sort of cuts where it does. But we're coming back in, and I just want to say thank you, Jonah. Thank you for being on with me
I see what
again.
you did there.
I didn't mean to, but I'm glad it worked out.
Thank you, IJR. Of course, man. Yeah, I appreciate you having me, and I mean, it was fun, and I'm always down to do it again if you ever want to talk.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to turn this into a series or something. Talk, because we definitely said a lot, and I'm sure we still have tons. And there was tons in there was tons in the original clips that we recorded that just are missing. So we're definitely gonna have to link up again. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching. Jonah, tell the people what you got going on.
Oh shit, it's a new year. It's 2023, so dropping some music, and I got some socials if you want to follow. Hopefully link in the description, and follow IJR too. We both have some music on the way, separately and together, so check us out and sub to my YouTube and sub to IJR's. So
Yes sir.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.
All right, signing off.